Hello, welcome to the Comic Bros Authority podcast. My name is Andre, and with me is my co-host, my brother, my lover, my sister.
Ew. Hi, everyone.
Sorry, I was just going with it.
Yeah.
And I needed more things to rhyme with brother.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't.
Well, that's this week's episode.
Tune in next week to find out who are his parents.
All right. So on this episode, we are going to be talking about HBO's, Max's, DC's, Warner Brothers, The Penguin.
God.
Swears they're like shell companies at this point.
Was this an HBO?
Yeah, it's
show?
an HBO show.
Okay. I didn't know if it was like a Max or...
I'm not sure if it was Max or HBO. I just know that it was...
I mean, it's all under the same
the
umbrella.
same shit.
Yeah.
I don't know why they try to differentiate.
I think because if it's like a Max series, then it's just straight up streaming versus HBO, which it is, broadcast and then streaming.
Okay. But yeah, we're here to talk about The Penguin. It is the recent show from DC that takes place in the world of Matt Reeves' The Batman. It's sort of a sequel, in a way.
It's a bridge to connect the two Batman movies.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is this a planned trilogy or do we know?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Yeah. Especially with James Gunn's DC stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know how the higher ups are going to be like, oh my God, there's two Batmans. What are we going to do?
They should just, you know what? They need to man the fuck up. Like people are intelligent enough to differentiate things.
No, people aren't. You'd be surprised. I had to explain the different Halloweens to a coworker like a month ago. And he was just like, so is Michael dead or what? And I was like, no.
He can't die. He's evil.
And he's like, but what happened at Halloween Ends? And I was like, no, look, the rights were at a studio. That studio completed all the contractual films that they were allowed to do. So now it's going to go to a different studio. And so it's just going to be this whole other thing so they can make more money. I was like, that's it.
Is that what really happened?
Have you seen Halloween Ends?
Yeah, of course I have.
Yeah, we saw it together.
Come on now.
No, but yeah, I think Blumhouse had the rights, but now, of course, it's not Mustafa Akkad. It's the Akkad family who hold the rights to that. Yeah, they're going to probably ship it to somewhere else because Weinstein Company had it for the Rob Zombie films, and then it went to Blumhouse.
Who had it before the Weinstein?
Dimension, which I think was also Weinstein.
Okay.
And then before that was somewhere else. But yeah, it's just like that's why
there's so many timelines and it always starts back at like the original.
Yes, because it's so damn great.
Yeah.
But we're not here to talk about Halloween. We're here to talk about The Penguin. Let us start again.
Yeah. In the show they actually call him Pen.
No. Do they?
No.
Oh my God, you got me for a second.
Good.
All right, so yeah, The Penguin basically is about Oswald Cobb. God.
Oh God.
Yeah, they don't want to call him Cobblepot.
I think it would have been great if it was Cobblepot and then they just cut it short for Cobb.
Yeah, they're like, that's a stupid fucking name. Just call you Cobb.
Yeah. Okay, so the series stars Colin Farrell, Cristin Miliotti, Rhenzy Feliz, Deirdre O'Connell, Theo Russell, Clancy Brown, which was a nice surprise.
It's a nice touch.
Yeah.
That's how you know your show is top tier.
And many others.
And the whole lot of them.
Yeah, the whole lot, because there's a lot of characters, but it's not overwhelming.
No, because of course you have your two main focus characters, or three. You have Colin Farrell, of course, is the Penguin. You have Cristin Miliotti as the Hangman.
And Rhenzy Feliz. Isn't he the guy from Runaways? Marvel's Runaways?
I think so.
Or ABC Family? Oh, no, it was called Freeform now.
Freeform, yeah.
Freeforms the
I
Runaways.
think
Freeforms
so.
Marvel's The Runaways.
Yes. Disney's Marvels.
Disney's Marvel's Freeforms
The Runaways.
Yeah.
It's a crime show, and it is heavy on the crime because this show has nothing to do with Batman, and
Nothing.
I love it all the more for it.
Oh, me too. So I realized they probably name dropped the Batman one time.
I didn't even hear it.
Oh, I think they did when they were talking about how like the after the flood, and they're like, and then there's the goddamn
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They mention it in like the snippet in like episode 1, like in the first 2 minutes, and they're like, "Oh, the Batman are seen at the rooftops, helping out everybody in the flood." Yada yada yada.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I mean that's really about it. It has nothing to do with Batman.
good.
Good. Yeah, great. Because
Yeah.
it was such an incredible story.
It is. It totally is, and it really showcases these characters' strengths without relying too much on a man dressed as a bat. Yeah, I didn't really get fully engrossed into the series until about like episode 2, and that's where it really hooked me in, because I haven't seen the Batman since theaters.
Oh.
Yeah, I never gave it a rewatch.
Oh, I probably rewatched it about 2 or 3 times since then.
Oh, okay.
I think the most recent was probably a couple months ago, actually.
Oh,
Yeah, just because I like it.
okay.
I love that opening.
Where he beats the shit out of the guy?
I don't.
Or are you talking just about like Thursday, October 31st, Halloween,
Gotham City.
Gotham City?
Yeah, love that.
Okay.
Ooh, and then you hear and just the
Boom, boom,
boom,
boom,
boom,
boom,
boom, boom, boom. Yeah, that shit always sends like a tingle down my spine. I'm just like, ooh, this is gonna be ready.
Yeah, that movie's fucking great. But yeah, I didn't realize how much of this series actually played off of the movie.
Especially the last act.
Yeah, because there was I rewatched the movie as soon as I finished the show.
Oh.
And they say there's a lot of background information in there because the cops took down the Maroney family and the biggest drug bust in Gotham with the help of Batman, and the Drops drug,
Yeah.
which plays a huge part in the show, is Penguin tries to corner that market and take over the Falcone family. And then you have Cristin Miliotti's Sofia Gigante.
Falcone.
Falcone?
Yeah. Oh, she was Falcone, then she was a
Falcone Gigante.
Falcone Gigante.
Yeah. Just because I looked it up in Long Halloween, and yeah, it's Falcone Gigante.
Yeah.
It's a double last name.
Oh, it's hyphenated?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so she comes into town.
Well, she comes into town because she was released from
Arkham.
Yeah.
And yeah, so she tries to take back her piece of the family. Everyone's treating her like a pariah. Nobody wants her around. And it just becomes this like kind of, for lack of a better term, a Game of Thrones situation where you have coups and everything, and everyone's trying to take the main seat of the crime family. And there's so many damn twists and turns on the show, and I fucking love it.
It was a lot of fun. I mean, I agree with you. Like when I watched the first episode, I was like, okay, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Then I saw episode 2 and I was like, well, yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
And then episode 3, I was like, oh, that was great.
Yeah.
I loved episode 3.
And then episode fucking 4.
Damn. Damn. I could not look away.
Yeah.
That shit had me. Okay, you know what? We'll get there when we get there.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to do like an episode by episode breakdown of this.
No.
I'm just off the bat, it's just so good to see this crime show done this way, set in the world of Batman, like, and making it grounded. And I know I had a few like reservations because whenever they adapt Batman into movies, it just seems like they're getting more realistic and more realistic and more realistic.
Yeah, like what if Batman existed in our world?
Yeah, and I'm just like, bro, he dresses up like a fucking bat. Like, can we just get like a little like crazy with this? Like, let me see Mr. Freeze or Clayface.
Yeah.
Like, let me see some of that. But this show like really works within that world. If you're a fan of like Sopranos or The Wire or something like that. Have you ever watched those shows?
Sopranos, yes, not The Wire.
Oh, okay. Good stuff.
Yeah,
Good stuff.
that's all I hear.
I would have to say, like, right off the bat, that Colin Farrell disappears into this fucking role.
Completely.
God.
There'll be times when I'm watching it and go, "Holy shit, that's Colin Farrell!"
Yeah.
But it, like, of course, he has all the makeup on, all
Yeah.
the,
Yeah, the prosthetics.
prosthetics. Thank you.
Yeah, and like his voice too. He's just like, I'm coming here for you, ma. You know, you're the best woman I know, and he's just like that. He's just like, hey, meet my eyes up here, kid. Look, being a mechanic, that's the American dream. Like the way he talks.
Yes.
And it's so New Yorkan. It's so East Coast. It's great.
Apparently, Gotham's in Jersey.
Really?
Yeah. You see one of the someone's driver's license, and it says state of New Jersey.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, makes sense.
But Joker's in New York.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it doesn't fucking
That doesn't
matter.
Screw the Joker.
Refer back to our Joker review episode.
Go check out our Joker review. That's now streaming on Spotify and Apple Podcast. But yeah, I think he totally, just like another great performance he's done, kind of like what he did in the movie.
Yeah.
And I like the difference between his voice too, like his real voice and his penguin voice. Have you seen the video that just released?
No, I didn't.
It's him. It's like, I guess the last day of shooting, and he's like just thanking everybody, and he's still in makeup and like everything, and he's just like, I just want to thank everyone. And he's just Irish accent. He's very soft spoken and everything, which that's what he really sounds like. And yeah, it's just so weird to see that with the penguin on after hearing like this harshness from him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think the bigger surprise of the show is Cristin Miliotti.
Yes. It's not so much as a surprise because I loved her in Palm Springs.
Yes.
Loved her in Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh yeah, she was in there. Yeah. She's Leo's first wife.
Yeah. And then she was in How I Met Your Mother.
Yes, she's the mother.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. And guess what? She dies.
She dies.
Spoiler alert. But yeah, like it didn't really, come as a surprise with how great she was. I knew she was going to be great, but it's always just so good to see it.
Yeah.
Like that fourth episode, you see how she became who she is.
Yeah.
In present day.
Yeah, because when you see her first come on the scene, she's intimidating. But there's a part of her that's withdrawn.
She's very reserved.
Yeah. You can see that she's a shell of a woman that she once was.
Yes.
And that was pretty cool to see that difference between the two, especially in the beginning of episode 4, where it shows, her
relationship with Oswald.
Yeah, like they're different places. Yeah, where he was just the driver at the time, and she was just Falcone's daughter. Yeah, I thought that was like pretty cool to see.
Yeah, the way she played it off, the way her voice changes, her inflection changes. She's kind of the party girl.
Yeah.
When she's speaking about her mother and, what her mother went through with her mental illness. And then, like, when it goes into the present day scenes, cold hard bitch.
Yeah.
And I love her for it. Honestly, after watching that episode, I started rooting for her.
Me too.
I really did.
Yeah, because it kind of flip-flops on who you want to win. Because there was a part of me in the beginning, I'm like, all right, we're watching a show about the Penguin. And I was just kind of rooting for him. I was just like, everyone kind of shits on this guy. He's the underdog, but he's trying to, finally get his place in what he thinks he deserves. And then you have Sophia, and she's an underdog too. She's trying to get what she deserves. And they're both just fucking each other, or mostly Penguin fucking her over.
Yeah, he was a conniving shit.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit in the show.
A huge piece of shit.
Yeah.
So it was funny because watching the first 3 episodes, it was like the way I felt about it was oh man, how is Penguin going to get out of this situation?
Yeah.
Because he's being held at gunpoint.
Every single I feel like every 20 minutes, he's like held at gunpoint.
Yeah. He's like, hey, what the fuck is going on?
Hey.
I didn't tell him shit.
You gotta believe me. He's just,
He's getting fucking tortured.
He's always lying his way out of something. And it's funny because he's always like 2 steps ahead too.
Yeah.
And that's what really shows him to like be like a really conniving, I think, adversary for Batman, like come later on. And
yeah, I'm really excited to see the new version of Penguin.
Yeah.
That the Penguin at the end of the show, this version of Penguin.
Yeah.
Going up against Batman, because he didn't really have the resources to go against Batman being,
he was just a club owner.
Yeah.
And working for the crime boss, and he was just like he was a lackey.
Yeah.
But now spoiler alert, he's head of the game now. But it's going to be fun to watch these two go at it. And hopefully we get more of the Penguin going on Batman 2.
Yeah. This series has gotten a lot of acclaim.
Yeah.
So I think they're going to inject more Penguin into the next Batman movie.
Yeah, I know Colin Farrell is vocally said he has to put on that fucking suit. He's always talked about that. And I want to talk a little bit about Victor Aguilar.
Yes.
Okay, so how Penguin finds him. Him and his buddies are trying to steal the rims off of Penguin's car.
Very, very Jason Todd.
Right? You thought that too?
Exactly that.
Yeah.
How can you not?
Yeah. So there's just like few images of Batman that you relate. You pearls, you think about the Wayne murders, the rims being taken off of a car. That's Robin.
Yeah. Robin 2.
Robin 2, Jason Todd. And then what else? Circus is the first Robin, and a crowbar.
Yeah.
You see a crowbar, you're just like, something bad's going to happen. I really liked his character. He was kind of like our point of view character for the audience coming in. I really liked how he had like that nervous tick of like stuttering. He was from the projects of Gotham that got really hit when the flood came in from Riddler's attack. And so he's like extremely disenfranchised, and at first he's kind of held at like gunpoint or hostage from the Penguin, but then
during the first episode,
and then afterwards he becomes like his real becomes a mentor, father figure, sort of grooming in a way. And you see him like struggling with this of not wanting to be a fucking monster. And I thought that was cool to see that. Like, he's not totally like wrong. He wants better for himself. Of course, he wants money.
Yeah.
But every time he gets into a morally dubious situation, he's
struggling a lot.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I liked about it.
Oh yeah, same. I think it would, like I said, when you get to episode 3 and you see his backstory about what happened the night of the election, in which Riddler broke the seawall around Gotham, and it flooded Gotham. Like, in the movie, the water only goes up to people's ankles.
Yeah.
And in the show, the water slams into buildings and knocks shit over, turns it into a fucking wet wasteland.
Yeah.
It's like when he is trying to call his mom and he's looking at them and he's seeing the water rush in and like getting close to the building. I was like, oh man, I really wish they showed something like this in the Batman movie.
Yeah.
Just so we can know how, intense all this is.
Yeah, because we kind of got to... I know, because, all right, so I rewatched the movie, but I didn't get to the end because the movie's like 3 hours long. But I remember like an aerial shot of all the water coming into the streets and everything, and then flooding the stadium. But yeah, I guess we never really seen it like...
We never seen it as a destructive force the way it was.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, yeah, sure, it got into the stadium, but it didn't really seem that bad, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, seeing how, the Riddler's attack, even though the Riddler wanted to eat the rich, he ended up damning the poor, which I always thought was just like, Riddler, you stupid idiot.
It's kind of the irony of it all.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that was really good to show that. Yeah, I wish they would show it in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I thought Victor was a great character. It's just incredible. He's Afro Latino.
Yeah, he is.
Represent.
Right.
Yeah, and he was just a joy to watch on screen. Kind of taking in everything that the Penguin was doing and just being introduced into this like the dark underseed of Gotham.
Yeah. Also, honestly, like hats off to everyone because everyone was pulling out their A game when it came to like acting chops. Like he held his own against being next to Colin Farrell like 90% of the time.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And the scenes like with Cristin Miliotti and Victor, when they're in the same scene together, it's so intimidating.
It is. Yeah. There's a lot of fucking tension.
A lot. And like honestly, whenever she walks into the room, there's tension.
Yeah.
And that is like that scene when she's talking to her cousin at the funeral.
Yeah.
And then she meets her niece.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And then like her cousin grabs her daughter and pulls her in close.
Yeah.
I was like, ooh.
Yeah. Because they all see her. She's been made out to be this serial killer.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
If you want to know more about that, you should go pick up Batman: The Long Halloween and Dark Victory.
Yes. Those two are inspirations for this show. They're not a direct adaptation, but there's a lot of heavy influence from those two books in this.
Yes.
And also recently Tom King's The Penguin, which I hear is the best Penguin story because he doesn't have a lot of good stories. Yeah, so Sophia and Penguin are kind of having like they work together, and then you find out that a long time ago Penguin screwed over Sophia, and then he screws her over again, and that's when we kind of get into episode 4.
Yeah.
All right, and so you see the backstory of Sophia. She's just this socialite, the daughter of Carmine, and Oz, the Penguin, is her driver, and they have a good relationship. But there is these like string of murders going on, and all these ladies who are part of this foundation for women who deal with mental health issues, they are turning up dead. And so the signs of what Sophia remembers from the night she found her mother hanging, the signs point to Carmine is the one killing these women. So when she confronts her dad about it, Carmine institutionalizes her, sends her to Arkham Asylum, and that whole Arkham,
the hell she went through.
yes,
it's psychological games that they were playing with her.
Yeah, it's like late 19th century, early 20th, like methods of dealing with mental health issues. They were giving her electroshock therapy. They were constantly gaslighting her.
Constantly.
Yeah, they were just like, oh, I guess something must have happened in the lunchroom. And are you sure that's what happened? And blah, blah, blah. And she's like, fuck, dude. And
like, I'm not a fucking killer.
Yeah. Like, oh, yeah, she's like, oh, well, you sound like a killer.
So this is not a knock on the actor that played her doctor / therapist / love interest.
What's his name? Theo Russell or something?
Yeah.
Yes, I like him.
Yeah, me too. Love him. He put out, everyone in this show put out a fucking performance.
Yes.
But every time like I looked away from the TV just to check my phone or something and I hear him speak, it always reminded me of Clark Gregg. His voice sounds like Clark Gregg to me.
It did.
Like every time like I looked away, I would hear him speak, and then I'd be like,
that happened to me once. Yeah,
and I was like, Agent Coulson, what are you doing here?
He was in Sons of Anarchy, and he's really good in that show too.
Yeah,
he's a son of a bitch in that show.
I haven't seen it.
It's good.
Yeah,
I would say
so I'm told.
Yeah, it's a little trashy.
Yeah,
but it is really good.
Yeah.
You get really sucked into it.
They I remember back in the day, Mo,
Yeah.
they said they filmed at her house because they liked the way it looked.
I wonder what episode.
Yeah. But yeah, it was obviously a while ago.
Yeah. That show's been off the air.
Yeah, but she was like, yeah, they came up to me and they're just like, hey, can we like film at your house?
Yeah.
Yeah, and over in Pedro.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there were some parts of that show where I noticed it was local.
Yeah. Just like Dexter's supposed to be in Miami, but it's actually Long Beach.
I know which streets they're on.
Exactly. What did you think about the recasting of Carmine Falcone?
Oh, what's his name? Mark Strong.
Yeah, it's Mark Strong.
When I found out they recasted him, I was like, oh, bummer. And then like, oh no, he's been replaced with Mark Strong. I was like, oh fuck, yeah, let's go.
Yeah. Yeah, and it was great. He was scary.
Yeah.
I mean, and you know what? Talking about gaslight.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, honey, you're sick. You're thinking all the wrong things. I was like, you son of a fucking bitch.
Yeah, and then he got the whole family to turn against her. They're like, oh, she was little. She used to hurt dogs or animals.
Yeah.
She was like, what the fuck is this?
Shit, I would be out of my mind.
I would be just like her too. I'd be like desperately trying to plead my defense. And there was okay, so the parts where it's like her, she's like kind of spiraling out of control is like the situation is just, insane in Arkham Asylum.
She's hanging out with Magpie.
That was Magpie?
Yeah.
Whoa.
From John Byrne's Man of Steel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. Magpie's also in issue 401 of Batman Post-Crisis.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
It was a part of a Legends crossover.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
There you go.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah, the one that Sophia ends up killing in the lunchroom by smashing her head. That's Magpie.
Oh my god. That's great. I was kind of figuring, I was like, I have a feeling this is like a character, but I didn't know. I just know Magpie. I don't know the real name or anything like that.
Yeah.
But didn't the parts where she was like getting, the electric shock therapy and everything, and like the music starts to like swell up and everything and it gets like intense, didn't it remind you of Requiem for a Dream?
Yeah, definitely.
I was getting that kind of dread from it. I was like, oh my god, this is so intense. I'm so glad I'm not high.
Yeah, it was that episode really got me. Just the when she gets the electroshock therapy and then like she wakes up suddenly.
Yeah.
Oh, and then like she starts vomiting immediately, and the next thing you know, they grab her again, more electroshock therapy, and then she wakes up again.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that poor woman. This is exactly why I was starting to root for her, because she was framed. She was put into this position.
Yeah.
Like all of her agency was taken from her.
Definitely.
And she had to become this hardened person and become the person that we saw in, like, I want to say episode 6.
Yes.
When she...
Yeah. Oh, yeah. During that scene where she's like, look, I'm leaving. I'm going to restart my life. Things are going to be different for me.
Oh, you want to talk about tension?
Yeah.
Ooh.
And then she...
Edge of my seat.
Yeah. She walks in there and then she's just like with the gas mask and everything. They all got... carbon monoxide poisoning, and she killed off the entire family. And
she took her rightful spot as head of the family.
Yeah, exactly.
And changed her last name too. She said, fuck my dad.
Yeah, she was like, fuck him. I was like, man, this guy's a shitty dad. Not even fucking... Of course, Alberto didn't like him. And then even Catwoman didn't like him.
Yeah. It's like, man, she fucked up his face.
Yeah. Like, fuck this guy.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, he's just a piece of shit.
Yeah, I would say the way John Turturro plays him in the movie is very like suave. It's just like, oh, this is the Prince of Gotham, Bruce Wayne. And then Mark Strong plays him very terrifying. He's like a force to be reckoned with. He's a menace.
Yeah, like when they were like, Sophia, your father wants to see you the night of his birthday party.
Yeah.
When he first decides to go frame her for the murders.
Yeah.
Terrifying. I didn't even know, like, I mean, obviously I knew she wasn't going to die or anything, but I was like, I was at the edge of my seat.
Oh yeah.
Just like, holy shit, what is he going to do to her?
Yeah. Yeah. He's fucking absolutely terrifying. That's why I didn't mind that. But yeah, I was kind of rooting for her, but then like in between all that, you have these soft moments with Oswald and Victor,
Mm-hmm.
and this love that Oswald has for his mom, who plays a
Yes.
very big part. And another hats off to that actress too.
Deirdre O'Connell.
Yes, she was fucking tastic.
Fantastic. I absolutely loved her, especially when she would switch because she's suffering. What is she suffering from?
From like dementia or Alzheimer's or something like that.
Yeah, she kind of just like, but it kind of seems like it's one of those dementia or Alzheimer's
Yeah.
that is triggered from her trauma of losing her two kids,
Yes.
and how she always reverts back to that night that her two sons, because Oswald had two brothers.
Yeah. So just when you start getting sympathy for Oswald, then we cut back to this tragic fucking day.
Yes.
Yeah, Oswald's brothers.
Yeah, she has two other kids, Oswald's brothers. They all go out to play one rainy day, and they decide to go play in some
Like the
random
tunnels or something.
some random abandoned tunnel.
Yeah.
And they're playing like hide and seek. Oswald has one of his legs is not working. That's why he waddles like a penguin. Yeah, exactly. And then they go and they hide, but they hide down some tunnel that has a ladder. He can't climb down, so he's like, you know what? You guys knew I can't climb down this. Screw you guys. I'm going home.
Yeah.
But when he does that, he locks the door, and then it's raining heavily that night, and he just wants to go back home to cuddle with his mom and just have his mother all to himself.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that really breaks my heart is when the mom was like, I had enough love to give all three of them.
Yeah. Yeah. When she said that line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy shit, that broke me.
Yeah.
Like, you wanted me to honor yourself, but I had enough love for each of you.
Yeah.
And then the fact that he kept denying it.
Yes.
He kept denying what he did as a kid, and he killed his brothers.
Yeah, because they were like, all you have to do is tell the truth, Oz, or we're going to cut off your mom's finger. And then she's crying, she's screaming, and then it's just like freaking Cristin Miliotti is just like, just say the fucking truth. And then he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. And it's just like this push and pull. And then, my God, that scene was so intense. That must have been like episode 6, right? Or
I
7.
think that was 7.
Ooh, man. But damn, yeah, it was just so good to see how far Sophia's willing to go. And rightfully so, because Oswald fucking sold her out multiple times.
Multiple times to like every different fucking gang in Gotham City.
Yeah. And then you had freaking Oswald being a piece of shit that he'd rather lie than save his mom just so he can save face. And that shows like his like
what he's willing to do.
Yeah.
How far he's willing to go.
Yeah. And so like, I mean, like, yeah, he talks about and he tries to show his mom like, oh, I love you so much. I always get the best for you. Going to get you a penthouse. But like, does he really truly love his mom? I don't think so.
I don't think he truly loves anyone at all.
I think he loves himself and he's just trying to reach the top.
Yeah. I think that he thinks he loves his mom.
Yeah.
But like, you also have to look at his relationship with the sex worker.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like, that was another soft spot for Cobb.
Yeah.
And the fact that he was also lying about the murder of those other sex workers that were working at the club for Falcone. He never really, and like, he like really cared about that sex worker that, he had a relationship with. He was giving her money saying, hey, I'll keep you safe.
Yeah.
But he was the one hiding the truth that, Falcone killed,
her friends, her family,
her found family.
Yeah.
So it's like, he doesn't give a shit.
He doesn't.
And it just really goes to show you just like how dark and demented he is.
Yeah. Because you have, all right, so far we have how fucked up he is to reach the top.
Mm-hmm.
We have Riddler, as sadistic as he is, to make people pay for the crimes of society. And then you have kind of shadowy Joker.
Yeah.
I mean, that's yet to be seen. We only got the deleted scene and what he says at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
But I mean, so far these villains in this universe are damn.
Yeah, they're layered.
Yeah, definitely.
Because when you get to like the Riddler of it all, you know, Riddler kind of is a proud boy. He's definitely
like an incel.
Yeah, huge incel. Did you ever read the Riddler comic?
Oh, Riddler Year One?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I know it's written by Paul Dano, but I didn't read it.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Okay.
It just shows him like at his office job, like obviously year one, at his office job trying to like expose corruption, and because he's like an accountant or something.
Oh.
And then he's just trying to expose, but then like things don't turn out that way. So then that's when he starts developing like society did this to me, society this, society that.
Yeah, and then he goes killing.
Yeah, then he goes and he shit right off the bat murders the mayor.
Sweet. Not really. I just meant it's cool. You know what I mean.
I know what you mean.
Oswald is really fucked up. I mean, like, he's always 2 steps ahead, and that's what like leads into the end of the show where he finally frames Sophia for just about all the crimes that go on throughout the entire show.
Mm-hmm.
And he gets away scot-free, basically.
Yeah.
From inciting a gang war and now being the drug kingpin of Gotham. And what he does, poor Victor.
Poor Victor. Oh my God. So, you know, we went to Mom's the other night.
Yeah.
So I got home and then I started watching the last 2 episodes. And then my boyfriend came over and then he was trying to talk to me, but I was like, please, this is like the last 20 minutes of this episode. I need to watch it.
Yeah.
And I had him shut up.
Rightfully so.
Rightfully so. And I was like, just from the moment when, you know, Sophia gets framed, you know, it's doing all the epilogue stuff.
Yeah, like tying up the show.
Yeah. And, you know, Victor's sitting there and he's, he's been through so much with Oz already that he calls Oz family. And then Oz is right when Oz was like, oh, fuck Victor. I was like, oh God, no. Victor's going to die.
Yeah. Victor goes in. He basically tells him, like, just comforting him. Victor goes and leans on him, but then Oswald starts fucking choking him out right there. And he just tells him, like,
family's weak.
Family's weak. I can't have that. If I want to get to the top, I can't have any weaknesses.
Mm-hmm.
And just continues to choke him out right there. Takes his wallet, throws his ID in the river like he was fucking nothing. I didn't go through 8 hours, our time, 8 hours of like all this shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's so crazy.
Yeah, that's when I sat there and I said, Penguin, you piece of shit. Mm-hmm. And I know I said it a lot in this episode, but you piece of shit.
The biggest piece of shit. That's where I was just, because even though, I was rooting for Sophia, and then like I was kind of going back and forth.
I'm still rooting for Sophia.
I still rooting for her too, because she's back in Arkham Asylum, but now she's getting letters from Selena Kyle. So
her half sister.
Oh my God! Bum bum bum.
I don't know why I was so shocked and like, this woman's claiming to be your half sister. What's her name? Selena Kyle. And I was like, wait a minute. I've been knowing this.
Yeah,
I've known this for years.
Yeah, is that canon in the books?
No. I don't think so.
Okay, because
I think it only, well, it just depends on who the writer is, because to some writers, Batman 0 year exists, but to other writers it doesn't.
Oh,
because Chip Zdarsky on Batman right now, 0 year exists.
Okay,
yeah, but no one else mentions it whatsoever.
It's good though.
Yeah, it's great.
I love 0 year.
Same.
But the ultimate Batman origin story
is year 1.
It's year 1.
Yeah, of course.
It's timeless.
Yeah.
So the show ends with just Penguin on the rooftops, or he's in his penthouse that he got his catatonic mother now.
Mm-hmm.
And
She's in an empty, cold ass room.
I was thinking the same thing.
I was like, you cover her up with those hospital blankets and gonna do shit.
They don't. They're cold as shit.
Yeah.
Don't know why they got us in recording live from a mental hospital. Just like guys. But yeah, and then
but did you notice what the sex worker was wearing?
what?
She was wearing the dress that his mother was wearing when she took him out to that jazz club.
Ew.
Yeah.
Weirdo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. That's weird.
Yeah. Which, like we were talking about earlier, how layered these characters are. It just adds another layer because, in the flashbacks for Oz, it always showed him as a mama's boy. But it's really showing him as like a mama's boy.
It's like incestuous.
It's
obsessively incestuous.
Yeah, it's like Psycho.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Gross.
Yeah.
I didn't connect that.
Oh, really?
I was too busy focused on the bat symbol at the end. And I was like, about goddamn time.
What was Batman doing this whole fucking time?
That's what I want to know. Apparently it's going to be explained in the movie.
Okay.
They said something like Batman's going to have like a hard time being Batman in the next film due to like post-Riddler attacks and everything. So maybe his plate was full to figure out all this.
Well, like, Gotham was pretty fucked up.
Exactly. So like maybe he was trying to be the hero that Gotham needs him to be, because you saw him at the end where he was helping all the survivors and everything into the daytime.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of being like, the
creature of the shadows,
the night of vengeance. Exactly. And instead of like all that, he's helping people. So maybe he's too busy helping people that crime is happening. Yeah. Maybe it's too under the shadows for Batman.
Yeah.
Maybe it's so grounded that this Batman isn't the master tactician with the plan.
Well, doesn't he have a bat computer?
I don't know. I just remember he spray painted on the floor and he was like, "Who's the Riddler? Sins of the father." I just remember that much. That's it. But yeah, I think this was a good one.
Yeah.
It's a great show.
This was a great show. I'm not sure there's going to be a season 2 or not.
Oh, I have no idea.
But I'm fine with it just being this because it was great.
Oh yeah.
There were so many great performances from everyone.
I don't know. The way it kind of left off either seemed like it was going to be...
Yeah, I feel like it's going to be picked up next in Batman.
Yeah, it might be either season 2 or Batman 2.
Yeah.
So, I mean, who knows? And, but yeah, it's really good. You don't have to like superheroes to watch this.
No.
Barely has anything to do with Batman. It's just a great...
It has nothing to do with Batman.
Nothing at all. And it's just a great crime show.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I forgot a lot about what happens in Batman from the last time I watched it to the show. So you don't even really need to watch the Batman before watching this. It helps, but you don't necessarily need to do any of that homework. You can just kind of watch it as is.
Yeah. And some reading recommendations that we said earlier: Batman The Long Halloween, Batman Dark Victory, and I just want to throw in Batman Ego by Darwin Cook.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I read it. It's fantastic.
I have it. I haven't read it though.
Oh, read it.
Okay. It's sitting in my Batman box.
Yeah, go ahead and do it.
Okay.
Anyways, you can go ahead and pick those up. They're
wildly available.
Yeah. They're available because they're doing a part 3 to the Batman Long Halloween story.
Yeah.
This story started back in it was back in the 90s when it was published. And then you had its sequel, Dark Victory, which continues the plot lines of Long Halloween. If you don't have time for that, you can watch the animated movies.
Boo.
I like the Long Halloween.
I didn't.
No?
No.
Oh, you suck.
Yeah. No, I didn't.
I liked it.
Yeah. I mean, go watch the movies if you don't want to read the books. I don't know why you wouldn't want to read a comic book. They have pictures in it.
Yeah, it's pretty much an animated film in your head.
Yes.
And you get to have Kevin Conroy's voice in your head.
Exactly.
And he will forever live on.
I would say the art is what sells it for me.
Oh, yes.
Tim Sale. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Jeff Loeb writes it. Tim Sale draws it. And it's it's pretty damn good. It's pretty fucking amazing.
Yeah, it's really solid.
Yeah, and like I said, there's a new Penguin series out by writer Tom King. I'm not sure who the artist is.
Yeah, I don't know who the artist is.
Yeah, so
I think I only read the first 3 issues.
I know that's not. It might not be an inspiration because I think it's just finishing up.
No, it ended. It just ended probably a few months ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But I'm hearing rave reviews that this is the best Penguin story.
Well, they needed something to they needed to pump out a book saying, "Hey, if you're a fan of this show, why don't you pick up this book?"
Yeah, and
it's about a penguin. After he leaves Gotham City and doesn't want to have anything to do with crime, he gets thrown back into the fold of it.
Every time I leave, they pull me back in.
Exactly.
All right, so yeah, highly recommend this. Go watch it.
Yeah, go watch it. It's available on. I'm gonna call it HBO Max. Fuck that.
Fuck it.
HBO Max.
All right. That's the Penguin.
Yeah, that's the Penguin. If you like this episode, you can go ahead and leave us a rating. You can go ahead and leave us some comments. We happily reply. If you want to go ahead and get in contact with us, if you have any questions regarding comics, regarding shows that we recommend, or you just want a little bit more about the character, you can go ahead and find us at
Comic Bros Authority on Instagram, TikTok, and also you can write us an email at comicbrosauthority@gmail.com.
Oh, look at you. You have that all in your head, don't you?
Yes.
You're the one who wrote that script.
Yes.
All right. Well, my name's Andre.
And my name is Miles.
All right. Signing off.
Bye. Signing off.
Bye, kid.